Let's see what I have to work with right here. This is good. It looks like the snow has melted a little bit, and I'm gonna have to remove this if I want to go anywhere. I'm literally just walking back from the station. I've just got back to Japan from Cambodia. I just did a quick trip over to Angkor Wat. I really wanted to get over to Siem Reap to see what is supposed to be the biggest temple in the entire world. The biggest place of religious worship, and it was incredible. I took an overnight flight. I didn't get any sleep. I am exhausted. When I get tired or when I have too much sun, I get a cold sore. I've got a cold sore right now. You're probably going to see that in the video at some point. Yeah, I get these when I'm super tired, and I've got one now. It means I need to rest, but at the same time, I really want to get this snow out of the way and put it somewhere so I can use my car when I need to and when it's convenient for me. When I was taking the train back on the way here, I was thinking, man, I am tired. I haven't slept. It's about 1:45 p.m. right now, and I would love to get in 3 runs. Yeah, I know that the ski resort is open now, and I was looking at that when I was coming through on the train. So I want to see how long this takes me to clear this snow off. This is 1 day of snow. My girlfriend has been clearing the snow for me when she can, and yeah, this is just one of the overnight kind of situations that we get here. So I'm gonna have to clear this now. This is one of those like daily things. In some of the comments that I had on the video I just made about the first snow that I had in Japan, I think that was the video. Pretty tired right now. Some of the comments were saying, hey Matt, don't throw your snow onto the road. For that video, I was working with the government to put my snow out on the road so they can clear it away. So we push it out, this is what we do, and then they take that out into the snow piles that you can see behind me. There's one building up right here next to this pole. That's a snow pile over there. There's one here on my right side here as I walk down. And these big trees over the back here, the sugi trees, there's another big pile that happens down there too. So we have to be really careful about all of that stuff. Man, I'm tired. But I've got to persist. So the reason I want to do this now, so you might think I'm nuts for like trying to pull this together right now, is I would like to potentially use my car later. I'm probably going to sleep if I, no, I won't. I'll go off to the mountain probably. But if I leave this any longer than now, it's going to start to freeze over a little bit, get harder and more difficult for me to move. So I'm going to do it now just to get it done. Yeah. What I'm going to have to do most likely is put some of the snow over here next to the house, make sure this road is wide enough, and then some of it I might have to bring down the street. I'll make like a little track across the road and then make an entry point right here and be able to dump that. And I'll use a couple of the different shovels here that I have where it makes sense. Let's do it. this one side didn't take me too long. Maybe like 10 minutes. 10-15 minutes at the most. It's clearing the car that comes next. It all comes down. And then you start again. Let's do the front and then the other side too. Just going to stop for a second there. I'm sure there's going to be some questions about what's going on right now, and I'll just talk you through my process and how I'm approaching this. So you might be wondering, why haven't I cleared around the car yet? For an example, so I've left some snow there, and that's a buffer for me, so I don't damage the car. It's like the bumpers at the bowling. I just want to make sure I have a little bit of safety there, so I don't scratch the car. So that's one thing. The other thing is I'm making this snow pile. I will be making sure that this is not obstructing the road, and this needs to be here. I need to wall this up. You've probably seen in some of my other videos how Japan used to be, when they didn't have these snow clearing machines, they used to stack them up like as high as the buildings. And it's not that dramatic anymore because these machines do come through and clear the snow. Because the roads are clear, I know that they're not coming until we get the next heavy snow. But I just checked our report and it's tomorrow. It's going to be overnight tonight, and tomorrow we're going to get heavy snow, which makes even more sense as to why I'm doing this now. It's also why I'm clearing over this side under the window. Usually you could just leave that and wait for it to melt, but we're going to get more snow. It's going to keep stacking up, and I do at some point have to clear that roof, which is going to drop down there. Still okay for now, but probably the next 2 heavy snowfalls, I may have to clear that. That can be as high as 6 feet. Also, I have this like little dot on my nose. This is behind the scenes, right? I had this little dot on my nose from breakdancing recently. I started trying to do windmills back at the gym. I was in Cambodia, and I scratched up my nose on the mat. Let's get back to it. Okay, so that took me about 40 minutes, and I've just stopped that there. I'm almost done back there, see? You can hear a bell in the background. Can you hear that bell? That's the fire department, and they drive around patrolling, ringing this bell. And there's a few reasons why they do this. One is just to let people know that they are on patrol. If you need any help, assistance, then they're available. They're just showing their presence. And then another reason that I've heard, and I don't know if it's the truth, is that because people use these kerosene heaters in Japan. It's the most common type of heating in Japan, kerosene. And if you don't ventilate, it can knock you out. You can lose consciousness, and you can be poisoned by the fumes. And driving around with that bell is to kind of wake people up, is what I've been told. All I have left now to do is tidy up. I cannot leave this in a mess. This spot here is actually pretty good, but I am going to compact it a little bit, and I'm going to push out my stuff a little bit into the road. So that's cleared. And then I have to clear up my bridge. So now you can see why I created that bridge. So I could use that shovel to slide across without scraping up the shovel, because it would just rust quicker, just get damaged. All right, final bit, cleaning up. Okay, that's it. So this is all cleaned up. It's just some light snow on the top. All of the cars in this area can manage. On the side here, I've tidied it up. Very nice wide street for us to pass, and the Josetsu, the snow cleaning machine, will be able to take this. Might be a nice time to also comment on my gas pipe here that I had quite a lot of comments about too. Hey, you should protect your gas pipe. It's going to get hit by the truck. I think if I was in a Western country, if I was in another country, if I was in Australia, if I was in the US, the UK, almost any other country, I would be concerned about that sort of stuff. That this is too close, that this could be damaged. This gas pipe has been here for 40 plus years. The owner changed this a very long time ago. It's never been hit. It's not how it works in Japan. People take a lot of care to do things properly in Japan. You can see it in the way people work and where they operate. It's the same when people do this. They understand how dangerous this job is for them and for other people. And they take a lot of care in people's safety. It's an interesting cultural exchange when I get the comments. I think it's a nice point to stop and talk about. People aren't careless here like they are in a lot of other countries. I have a lot of trust for people that are working in Japan, the workers here, and the work ethic that they have. They work diligently, they work carefully, and they are focused on what they're doing, the service that they're providing, the action that they're taking. Train drivers in Japan are an easy example of this diligent work I'm talking about, the way that they point at the instrument they're about to use and speak it verbally. They're using physical action and verbal communication whilst they're doing this by themselves. There's no one else there to communicate with. They're talking to the instruments. They're speaking their actions, and then they're performing the actions before they perform it, and then they carry it out. I have a lot of confidence for these guys working here. One final thing I'll say is make sure you clear all of the snow off of the roof of the car before you drive anywhere, because every year I see it slide down just like this has here, but a lot of people like to leave a mohawk or something on the top, and it has caused a lot of problems. Previously, I've seen accidents in Hakuba from people who have driven down the hill, the snow has slid down, they cannot see, and then they crash. So take care, clear all the snow. Seems fun, but it's dangerous. Looks like I've run out of time for getting to the mountain, so I probably will just go to bed now. but I'm glad the snow is cleared, ready for the snow again tomorrow. Everyone, I really appreciate the comments and feedback that you give me. Keep them coming. It's interesting to hear your questions, your comments come through. I love the cultural exchange. I'm not Japanese, but I've lived here long enough to know how a lot of things operate. It's unique. Not everything's the same in Japan. Not everyone's the same in Japan. Everyone has their own life experiences and journeys. This is mine, and I'm grateful for you guys to join me as I go through this. Peace. Happy travels. Plot twist. Have enough time for one run. Take out the all-mountain board today. All right, I'm really going this time. Thanks for joining. This is the very next day.